I got divorced, but we've gotten back together. Do we need to get remarried, or is there something we can do about the divorce? I'm Tulsa attorney James Wirth. That's the question that we have. We've got parties that were married, and they dissolved that marriage in court through a divorce process, but now they're reconciled and we want to know how to handle that. There's actually a statute for that. You do not need to get remarried under these circumstances unless you married somebody else in the interim. Here's the statute. It is Title 43, Section 133, and it says, when a decree of divorce has been issued by a district or superior court, said court is hereby authorized to dissolve said decree at any time in or out of term time wherein the decree was granted, provided that both parties to the divorce action file a petition signed by both parties asking that the decree be set aside and held for naught, and further provided that both parties seeking to have the decree set aside shall make proof to the court that neither one of them has married a third party during the time since the issuance of the decree of divorce. So super simple. Although the language is a little bit old, since this is an old statute, it is still in effect now. If you are divorced, both parties, you've reconciled, and you want to be married again, you don't need to file for a new marriage. You can dissolve the divorce decree by filing a petition signed by both of you asking for that. However, is that what you want to do? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There is a difference between getting remarried and dissolving the divorce decree. If you dissolve the divorce decree, it's as if you were never divorced. So your marriage date goes back to your original married date, and you were effectively married the entire time. So that could make a difference regarding if you guys file for a divorce later, or if something else happens later. If you are looking, even if you don't file a divorce, if you die and your estate is different than the other party's estate because maybe you have kids from other people, it's going to matter what's in the marital estate and what's not. And that's going to be determined based on the duration and the time of the marriage. So does the marriage go back to the original date of marriage? If you vacate it, it does. If you don't vacate it, but you instead get remarried, then your marriage only goes back to that date. So all of your assets acquired since the date of the marriage forward are going to be joint assets, but what you have prior, such as what you were awarded in the prior decree, could be separate property if you keep it separate. So in case someone won the lottery during the time period that you guys were divorced, that may have an effect on how you want to handle things going forward. So you can dissolve that prior marriage. You don't have to. You could decide not to do that, instead get remarried again. There's different consequences for that, but you've got options. So if you're dealing with a circumstance, you probably want to talk about your specific details and facts with an attorney so you can get strategic legal advice for you specifically. To get an appointment scheduled with an attorney at my office for that purpose, go online to makelaweasy.com.